Budaya Bangka, budaya Melayu, Islam ke Cina, bersatu padu dalam ikatan rumpun Melayu. Hai Zapin Melayu, kami nak cuba merangkai kata dalam nyanyian Zapin, Zapin Melayu dipersembahkan. Bangka Belitung pulaunya indah mempesona, objek wisata ada di mana-mana. Hasil buminya melimpah ruah, hasil lautnya tiada terkira. Marilah datang ke negeri kami, sayang negeri bernama serumpun sebalai. Silakan datang ke negeri kami, sayang negerilah kami serumpun sebalai. Budaya Bangka, budaya Melayu, Islam ke Cina, bersatu padu dalam ikatan rumpun Melayu. Hai Zapin Melayu, kami nak cuba merangkai kata dalam nyanyian Zapin, Zapin Melayu dipersembahkan. Bangka Belitung pulaunya indah mempesona, objek wisata ada di mana-mana. Hasil buminya melimpah ruah, hasil lautnya tiada terkira. Marilah datang ke negeri kami, sayang negeri bernama serumpun sebalai. Silakan datang ke negeri kami, sayang negerilah kami serumpun sebalai. Bangka Belitung pulaunya indah mempesona, objek wisata ada di mana-mana. Hasil buminya melimpah ruah, hasil lautnya tiada terkira. Marilah datang ke negeri kami, sayang negeri bernama serumpun sebalai. Silakan datang ke negeri kami, sayang negerilah kami serumpun sebalai. Marilah datang ke negeri kami, sayang negeri bernama serumpun sebalai. Silakan datang ke negeri kami, sayang negerilah kami serumpun sebalai.
Wow, what an amazing traditional dance from Bangka Belitung, Zapin Melayu. Now we are going to start this meeting. And before we start this meeting, I would like to say thank you for Mr. Simon Gibson as the founder of World Speech Day, Coach Mike Nicholson as the partner from Agora Public Speaking, Mr. Carl Osmar as a partner from Toastmaster Academy Florence, Sir Edric as a board of Tunaskaria Foundation, Sir Prima as the chief of World Speech Day 2022, and our lovely teacher, Ma'am Erna. Thank you for your time and thank you for attending in this meeting. Before we start this meeting, it will be better if we start with prayer. Now I will lead the prayer in Catholic. For those who is non-Catholic, please adjust and make yourself comfortable. In the name of Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit, Amen. God, today we are gathering here in this online meeting to do speech. May God bless our meeting from now till the end of the meeting. May God also bless all of the participants who attend this meeting, all of the guest star, and our teacher. Give us hope during this pandemic, and may God give the world peace and all of us safe. Thank God for everything that you have given to us. Amen. In the name of Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. So before that, let us hear the welcoming speech by Sir Prima as the Chief of World Peace Day 2022.
All right, thank you, Anastasia. Good afternoon, everyone. We are privileged to have with us the representative of Tunaskaria Foundation, Sir Adric. Good afternoon, sir. We are also fortunate to have Mike Nicholson as a partner from Agora Public Speaking. Good afternoon, Sir Mike.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, and also Carlo Asmar as a partner from Toastmaster Academy Florence. We are truly filled with gratitude to have Simon Gibson as the founder of the World Speech Day. We are extremely grateful to all of you, including fellow teachers and dear students, for your presence and highly appreciated participation in this World Speech Day 2022. In this precious moment, please allow me to deliver my greatest gratitude to Ma'am Erna and team for their deepest commitment and relentless hard working. Thank you, Ma'am and Ma'am Erna's team, to coordinate and arrange this event so that we can gather here together. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow teachers and dear students, this annual event has been outstanding and prestigious stage for us to show our talents, especially our communication skill, to the whole world. So I would like to say, be totally confident, be truly courageous, and be really proud of yourselves, dear students and participants, for your voice will be heard by all nations across countries. As I quoted from J. Philip Newell in his book entitled A New Harmony, The Spirit, the Earth, and the Human Soul, in a world that seems increasingly fragmented, a new harmony communicates across the boundaries of religion and race that have separated us and honors our distinct inheritances. Therefore, I personally believe that your speech today, which contain various magnificent titles, will bring a new harmony for all of us here and for all of the humanity out there. So my dearest World Speech Day 2022 participants, I endlessly encourage you to give your best and worry less and let God do the rest. Distinguished delegates, participants, ladies and gentlemen, once again I said, welcome to the World Speech Day 2022. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sir Prima, for your motivation. I hope the participant could be so confident in this speech. Now we are going to hear welcoming speech by Mr. Simon Gibson as the founder of World Speech Day. Here we go.
Hello, my name is Simon Gibson. I'm the founder of World Speech Day. First, I would like to say how delighted I am that we are partnering with Santo Yosef School for World Speech Day 2022. I think this is the 5th year that your excellent school has taken part in World Speech Day, and I'm always thrilled by your terrific speeches and overall contribution. Erna and the team do a terrific job in bringing it all together. And indeed, it is marvellous to have so many voices from Indonesia featuring on World Speech Day again this year. World Speech Day began as an idea. Speeches change the world, often your world, across all societies and cultures, in the arts, in business, across organisations, politics, religion. Speeches play a vital role in the sharing of ideas. Indeed, I think they are still the best way to share ideas. Malala Yousafzai once commented, "When the world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful." So it is the movement out of silence that we are celebrating today. We celebrate people's willingness to take on silence, to be the one voice perhaps, but more prosaically, in everyday life, being prepared to break the silence and speak up. Perhaps to confront, but more often to share ideas, to believe in progress. Above all, to use nothing more than the simple power of the voice to uphold values, to weave into the words we use the beliefs and values we hold dear. Watching President Zelensky speaking to the people of Ukraine recently was a wonderful example of why speech matters. Because he spoke, others might believe. Because he spoke, people could see the truth. Because he spoke, people could understand the power of speech itself. It seems such a fragile, impotent weapon, yet the human voice and the need to speak to others in matters great and trivial is what keeps our society together. And if we seek progress in any level, we start with the power of a speech. I believe that speaking actually brings ideas to life. Often, I don't know what I think about a subject until I have to speak about it. And then I have to know my mind. Speaking crystallizes thought. And I firmly believe that practicing speaking helps you think better. The pathways open, the synapses embrace, and we find new thoughts that we were unaware we entertained until we started speaking. Speaking develops the mind. Moreover, frequently, society doesn't know what it thinks about a subject until people start to make speeches about it, and we understand different points of view, complexities, nuance, meaning. And then, of course, speaking creates an audience. It gathers people together. It is civilization's huddle around firelight. The audience is the other side of silence. It is what we create when we move out of silence. And in many ways, the listener seems to be doing nothing. But actually, listening plays a vital role in our communities. It is the listener who spreads ideas, not the speaker. It is the listener who interprets, who decides what is worthwhile, what should be retold. And collectively, listeners, as an audience, influence the way a speech is understood, and even the content of the speech itself. Perhaps the most famous speech of recent history is the "I Have a Dream" speech by Dr. Martin Luther King. And this is actually a wonderful example of how an audience changes a speech, because Dr. King departed from his script that day. He sensed what the audience wanted to hear from him, his inner voice. The audience communicated with him, and then he started to talk about his dream, that one day men and women would be judged not by the colour of their skin, but by the content of their character. Today is World Speech Day, and it's live in some 100 nations. People will be celebrating speeches and speech-making across the globe. It's an exciting thought, a global community, but equally the world coming together on one day to acknowledge the role of speeches in upholding values and holding our societies together. It is an act of togetherness, requiring nothing more, as I said, than the human voice. This year, our theme is A New Harmony, and one might think that with the events of recent days, a theme involving the notion of harmony might be somewhat ironic. But actually, I think it shows how crucial it is that we do find new harmony. The pandemic taught us that this is one world, and that we face common challenges. We share a common humanity. Indeed, we are a global community. In some respects, harmony is a soft word, a word that no one can disagree with. But in fact, harmony is a radical word. It requires courage and innovation. If we are to find solutions to the extraordinary challenges of our age, or indeed the huge opportunities presented by new technologies, we need a new approach. The old divisions won't work. The tasks are simply too great. Take the environment, for example. To achieve harmony with nature will require a very radical change to our way of life. So we need a new harmony that's brave, that seeks convergence. And this is really tough, even in personal relationships. Creating a new harmony means sacrifice, facing demons, accepting others, in the end being open to life. And of course, central to the idea of harmony is the notion of voices coming together, creating a sound which is more than the sum of its parts, a sound all of its own breathing. In harmony, all voices are equal, like the sublime, intoxicating mix of voices at the end of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. Voices around one word, joy. Harmony is like no other sound on earth. Let us hope it is the sound that characterizes our next age. So thank you for coming forward to speak on World Speech Day. You are now the new and unexpected voices that will shape the world to come.
Thank you so much for Mr. Simon Gibson. Yeah, speech is so much fun. We talk word by word and just talk what is our thought now. Now we are going to hear welcoming speech by Coach Mike Nicholson from Agora Public Speaking. Coach Mike, time is yours.
Thank you so much. It's a great privilege to be here with all you budding orators. Public speaking is a skill that everybody, whatever job you have in life, really does need. The training we've done over the last year on Saturday mornings at Agora St. Joseph's English Club is really developing self-confidence. And it's also a great place to practice your English. We don't teach English, but it practices English. A lot of people can speak English, but they never do. And that's why World Speech Day is a great opportunity. And people, 200, I think, from Bangka Belitung and its related schools have participated in. This is just the beginning of a journey. Some of you were very nervous at the beginning. Hopefully, you are now starting to enjoy public speaking. And it's something you should continue to develop because, as I said, it is a vital part of business to be able to talk. And particularly in this day and age, English is the world language for business and communication, whether you do postgraduate, your degree, S1 in an international school, your ability to speak English and your TOEFL, TOEIC scores will enable you to get an access to some of these international colleges. So being able to speak English well is important. It's important to you personally. So spend some time now while you're at school developing the skill. I've seen some transformations I would not have believed. people that were speaking quite nervously in the beginning are now really quite accomplished. And the speeches you've all produced, keep them, don't throw them away at the end of World Speech Day. They are the nucleus of speeches for the future, so you can develop the speech and use it another time. So always have your speech alive and up to date on your computer. So let me wish all of you a great experience today, and those watching that are going to be participating tomorrow, have fun. If you have fun, so will the audience. So good luck, a good start to your speaking journey. Become great orators. Thank you. Back to you, Anastasia.
Thank you so much, Coach Mike, for your help. And I guess you are wearing our pride t-shirt batik today. Thank you so much for that. Now, because Sir Edric and Mr. Carlo Asmar cannot attend this meeting in this time, we are going to start our event. So, World Speech Day 2022 begin.
karya cukup unik dan menarik karena berisi memberikan pelayanan yang profesional dan terbaik untuk meningkatkan mutu pendidikan sesuai dengan tata nilai universal dan Katolik. Sedangkan budaya kerja Santo karya meliputi 4K. 4K itu adalah kasih, kebersihan, keterbukaan, juga kebersamaan. Nah, yang terakhir adalah moto Yayasan Tunas Karya. Moto Yayasan Tunas Karya adalah buka pikiran, sentuh hati, bentuk masa depan. Saya ulangi lagi. Buka pikiran, sentuh hati, bentuk masa depan. Sekian informasi kami dari Humas dan Promosi Yayasan Tunas Karya tentang jati diri Yayasan Tunas Karya. Terima kasih. Tuhan memberkati.
Okay, hello, Lika. Thank you, Coach Mike, for coming.
Okay, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the first session of World Speech Day 2022. I'm Delika and I'll be your MC for this session. First, before we start our first participant, I will remind you guys, please be aware with the sign green mean 2 minutes, yellow mean 4 minutes, and red mean 5 minutes. Okay, let's give the first chance to our first participant, Calvin Girsang from Virtual English Class SD Sudarso, with his title, Education. For Calvin Girsang, time is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The head of SD Sudarso Batam 1, Mr. Didier Dwi Atmadi. What I respect Mr. and Ms. teachers in this Zoom meeting. First, let's accept and give thanks to God because of His blessings we can all meet in this Zoom. It is such a great honor to be here in front of all you to give a speech learning process during pandemic COVID-19. Furthermore, I would like to say thank you for the opportunity that was given to me. Learning process is an important role to develop our personality. It decides and shapes what we think or see in life. It also helps us to solve our problems or obstacles in a good way. But nowadays, education and learning process has deeply affected by the social condition of pandemic COVID-19. Learning process not merely doing as usual at school. Still, students have to prepare themselves by online system that sometimes hard to do. Teacher cannot teach physically face by face to the students. Of course, a lot of problem occurs such as lack of concentration, lack of internet facilities, and this become a problem for the students who has not interest to study during this pandemic. The most important to do is just try to be disciplined, manage your time well, do all the tasks regularly as ordered by your teacher. Well, sometimes hard conditions create us to be wise and studying harder. Even though it is difficult, we need to keep on the spirit to reach our future. So we still can educate ourselves in this hard condition. You should know learning process and education can be seen as a passport to get a better future. Finding knowledge is considered a lifelong learning. So there is no excuse to stop learning. Ladies and gentlemen, all the teachers to end of this speech today, hopefully we can still enjoy studying during this pandemic, even the process will change depending on the condition. Hopefully, what I say can be useful, and may God always bless us to be in a healthy condition. Thank you very much.
Thank you for Calvin Girsang. Education is very important for children. Teachers cannot teach directly in this pandemic era. And what we can do is manage time well and be disciplined. And your speech time is 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Okay, let's move to the next participant. We have Darlene Kang from virtual English class SD Yosudarso with title Painting. Darlene Kang, time is yours. Okay, one more from Mr. Darlene Kang from virtual English class SD Sudarso. He will bring the topic about painting. For Darlene Kang, time is yours. Okay, skip. Next, we have Mr. Ivan Chandra from St. Joseph Senior High School. He will bring the topic about education. For Mr. Ivan Chandra, time is yours.
Okay. First of all, I would like to say good afternoon to this quiz guest, my respected teacher, and my dear friends. Today, I would like to deliver my speech titled "The Importance of Education," which is must to know by all of us. Through my speech, I would like you to know all about the value of education and its contribution in our lives. Education play a great role in the life of everyone all through the life. Getting proper education is very necessary to get success and happy life, just like a food is necessary for our health. It's it is very important to live luxurious and better life. It develops personality of the people, provides physical and mental standards, and transforms people living status. The more knowledge we get, we grow and develop more in the life. If you want to make a mark in society as a well-behaved person, then you must study hard. The first purpose of getting good education is being good citizen and then being successful in personal and professional life. Without an education, we are nothing like an empty box. We must learn and make ourselves a great human being. Every human being has a different talent, like that education spread everywhere. If you want to reach it, you must earn it by giving your best. As we all know, education is key to success. It gives us knowledge of the world around us, while opening doors to brilliant careers opportunities. Education builds confidence for us to make decisions to face life and to accept success and failures. The best way the best way to reach career success is to map out a strategy and set goals. People know it nowadays more focus on the quality of their job because usually educated people earn higher salaries. All of us need money to buy necessities and desirables. Only through a good education, an individual will be offered an employer for a job with higher payment. Lastly, education is important for the progress of nation, which means we must equip ourselves with education. We should never neglect education, and we get because us unwise if we do so. Although education is not listed as the basic need, we have to realize this because we are the assets for our country, and the future of our nation will be safe in the hands of educated society. In conclusion, education is self-empowerment. It helps us to tap into talent so that you may be able to sharpen your skills. It is important for everyone to have education in life. At last, I would like to say that education is the best upliftment in the human mind and society. Also, thanks for giving me this opportunity to deliver my speech on this topic. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much for Mr. Ivan Chandra. Everyone has their own talents, and education help us to find them and help us to be successful. And your speech time is 3 minutes and 59 seconds. Okay, next we have Miss Stephanie Junia Putri Sitiali from St. Joseph Senior High School. She will bring the topic about bullying. For Miss Stephanie, time is yours.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Today, in this occasion, I will deliver speech about bullying. Bullying may seem like a small problem for some people. Most people may not realize that the damage caused by bullying can be so serious. It can be as serious as death in extreme case. If you think that bullying is not a serious matter to deal with just because it may really hurt feelings, then I have to tell you that you are completely wrong. This may really hurt your feeling. Thing can be the beginning of various worse scenarios, such as physical assault, suicide, or any other kinds of violent acts carried out in the name of revenge. As we all know, bullying has become such a rooted aspect of teenager life. Right from the start of elementary school, children has been exposed to the uncontrolled factor of social life with their peers. Some could be good, some could be bad, but children in a bullying-free environment usually tends to help others. Meanwhile, children in a heavily pressured environment with a lot of bullying casework tends to act more violently and active toward other people. However, we cannot ignore the fact that they are still children and that they need guidance. Perhaps the reasons why bullying is so rampant these days is because of the parents. Maybe the parents did not pay enough attention to their children. Maybe they let their children learning well without teaching them how to treat others, how to respect others. But of course, bad parents or good parents with bad parenting skill would not ever mention that or admit to it in real life. That's why we have to fish for their understanding. We have to teach the parents first to be able to teach the children. This is not single case situation. So we all know that perhaps it is not the child who is in trouble, but that bullying was the result of a certain cultural phenomenon caused by the system. The only thing left that we could do is raise awareness every day about how important it is to respect each other, to treat each other with love instead of hate. Children need to understand and need to see more love in this world so that they could copy it and share it with the world. That I think would be the ideal way to stop bullying and to spread love in this world. So in conclusion, bullying is not good, but besides that, all bullying can occur because of a lack of knowledge and in-depth education about the impact that bullying can have. Bullying is also not something we have heard recently, because in reality, there are many victims of bullying. This cannot be allowed further considering that every child's mentally is different. That's all I can say, and I hope that the world will be a better place every day. Thank you.
Thank you for Ms. Stephanie. Bullying is wrong and can lead to suicide, and many parents also cannot understand their children's feelings. And we can invite parents about how to deal with children's mentality. And your Speech time is 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Next, we have Darlene Skang from Virtual English Class SD Yosudarso. He will bring the topic about painting. For Darlene Skang, time is yours.
Okay. Good morning, teacher and my classmate. I'm Delinska. I'm from Yosudarso. I'm going to talk about painting, like painting very much. We know the art is very important for us. We need to know about it. I like painting because when I paint, I feel relaxed and I can have much time spent on it. I can be creative and develop my imagination with painting. I wish I can be an artist when I grow up. My painting will be famous one day. That's all my speech today.
Thank you for Darlene Skang for your speech. And your speech time is 42 seconds. Next, we have Nadia Francisca from Virtual English Class SD Sudarso. For Miss Nadia Francisca, time is yours. Okay, next we have Miss Fiani from St. Joseph Senior High School. She will bring the topic about plastic waste and effort we can take to reduce plastic waste. For Miss Fiani, time is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, in this occasion, I will deliver a speech about plastic waste and the effort we can take to reduce the plastic. Plastic is an object that we usually use every day. We use plastic as thing to drink, eat, bring something, and many purposes. Plastic were easy to make, cheap, light, and easy to use. This is the reason why we use it often. But as we may already know too, plastic have many downsides. One of those is plastic are hard to recycle by our soil. Our soil needs hundreds to thousands years to recycle plastics. Another downside of plastic is the plastic waste that didn't handle properly. Many people still throw the garbage mindlessly. Here and there, without thinking about the environment. This is what can cause flooding. There are many ways to limit the use of the plastic, one of which is the 3R: reuse, reduce, and recycle. This method is the one of the best way to manage and handle various types of plastic waste. Number one is reduce. The purpose of this step is to reduce the use of products that have the potential to become waste. The example of reduced step is to bring your own drinking bottle or cutlery, so you don't need to use a variety of disposable eating and drinking utensils. The second is reuse. This step invites us to reuse products that have been used. By reusing them, the waste that arises from these products can be reduced. The example of this step is drinking water bottles as small plant pots or using products that can be refilled. The last stage of the 3R concept is recycle. This step is mostly carried out considering that there is already a lot of garbage scattered in various locations such as the sea, land, and air. Use or recycled products themselves are actually more flexible and often have economic value. For example, processing organic waste into compost or recycled paper into newspaper or books. The benefits of the 3R to reduce piles of organic waste scattered around the place of residence, assist in early and fast waste management, save the cost of transporting waste to landfills, and reduce the need for land for waste disposal. There are many ways to restrict plastic using if we want to apply it diligently, but if it's still hard to not use plastic at all. At least, please handle the waste properly. Don't littering, please. We can't find trash can anywhere now, so please throw your trash in the proper place. I hope after this speech, we can start to restrict plastic using for our next generation, our environment, and our earth. Let's make a change from now on. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fiani, for your speech. Plastic is something that we use most often, and plastic has many disadvantages, such as being difficult to recycle. And your speech time is 2 minutes and 46 seconds. Now let's move to the next participant. We have Mr. Gary Lee from St. Joseph Senior High School, with title is The Importance of History.
Thank you, Miss Delika. Okay. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. It is an honor for me to attend this annually event, which we all have been preserving for the past few years. As a participant in today's event, I will bring you a topic which among the younger audiences, some might have been neglecting it. Without further ado, I will bring you the importance of history. History is actually fascinating. People tend to think that history is just some random text, picture, and other about fact, dates, or event that happened in the past. It's actually not that. In this world ever-changing, world, it is more important than ever to learn about history. Why? Why? We're gonna answer that later. But first, before that, we need to know what kind of history we'll be talking about today. History that we all know is about study about humans and their past action and why it has impacted our world today. So why is it important? Before answering this, you might think about this. History is important to prevent disasters that happened in the past, so we won't repeat it again. Well, yes, you are true. With history, you can prevent disasters that happened in the past. But it's not only that. With history, also show us insight of why people, culture, and government and countries are in today's state. For example, studying how our country has evolved in over 70 years can help us understand our current modern government, business, politics, and culture, which this can help you in the future later whenever you're facing a problem. Not only that, history and events in the past and the people who led them continues to inspire generation of people who want to make an impact in this today's world. Now, with this, you have seen the bigger picture. Now we know by studying history, we are be able to develop a critical thinking. This critical thinking skill can make us keep asking questions to seek multiple perspectives to develop more informed view of our world around us. Not only that, history also helps us see how we arrive, but also that the only constant change is by knowing what has worked or has not worked in the past. We can continue to move forward. So we are reaching the end of my speech today. I hope this speech can help people around me to move forward. I am your speaker, Gary Lee, today. Thank you for keeping your attention with me. Thank you.
Thank you for Mr. Gary Lee. History is important, and with history we can understand what happened in the past. And your speech time is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, let's move to our next participant. We have Mr. Ganendra Nararia Kurniawan from Virtual English Class SD Yosudarso Batam Center. And the title is The Pandemic.
The pandemic, millions of deaths, millions of economy loss, and millions of memories to remember. The pandemic that changed us all. The COVID-19 pandemic is now taking a step backwards. Back then, COVID cases were going through the roof, millions of deaths, school shutdowns, businesses going bankrupt. Almost every bad thing you can imagine happened in this pandemic. Wuhan, Hubei, China, the first case starting to emerge. Current cases were starting to emerge more and more. And it was getting so bad that in the 11th of March 2020, the World Health Organization, or WHO, declared a global pandemic. People started to panicking, people started to panic buying, countries started taking action, wearing a mask, washing our hands regularly, and social distance is necessary back then. All necessary. Waves of cases, deaths is all what's in the news nowadays. This all bad things happened so quickly. It seemed like it was never gonna end. But hope now appears. Good things. What are the good things in this pandemic? What are the specialties? Social media blew up more than ever because you cannot do anything in this pandemic. You cannot go outside because you can only inside your house. So TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and other more stuff blew up more than ever. When I mean blew up, it's not like they explode. Their popularity rate goes up. Online shopping apps too, they got so popular. Food delivering apps, all of these apps became the number one apps because number one, social media, you cannot do anything, so you use social media. Number two, online shopping, you cannot go outside for shopping, so you use online shopping. Food delivering apps, because you can't go outside to to get food. And now there's vaccination. Vaccination came, and now children even can get vaccination. So because of the vaccination, festivals can open again, but with safety protocols, and there was no longer lockdown. Everything was recovering. It seemed like everything was getting back to normal. And while we were having fun, having the time of our lives, we were unaware that a disaster was about to break out. The Omicron variant came in spreading like crazy. A tsunami of waves bigger than ever. It forced us in our home again. We got emotional damage. People were just giving up. But like I said before, hope was appearing. Even though these highs of COVID cases, they're starting to go down. Slowly, but surely. So let this pandemic becomes our lesson so this pandemic doesn't happen in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was the end of my speech. I hope it helps all of you. Thank you for listening and have a great day. Peace.
Thank you, Ganendra, for your speech. And many bad things have happened in this pandemic era. Many things have become new habits, such as keeping a distance and wearing masks. And social media is increasing in this pandemic era. And your speech time is 4 minutes. Now let's move to our next participant. We have Alvino Kurniawan from SD Santa Teresia 2, with the title is My New Year.
Can I start? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you about my New Year holiday. My New Year holiday might seem sad because at the first day I woke up, I heard that my mom and my dad is can with me because they need to work. So, and from I wake up until I eat my lunch, I'm still alone on my room. I really sad because my mom and dad's always busy to work. So at the night I still stay alone. But some things good is happening because my dad and my mom said they can eat dinner with me. I feel really good at the time because I feel so lonely. So at the night I eat with my dad and my mom. That's all of my New Year holiday. That's all.
Thank you so much for Alvino. That was an amazing speech, and your speech time is 1 minute and 20 seconds. Let's move to our next participant. We have Ms. Nurvita Wijayanti from University of Bangka Belitung. She will bring the topic about stoicism, mindset, and how to do it. Ms. Nurvita Wijayanti from University of Bangka Belitung. Okay, next we have Mr. Frankie Wijaya from St. Joseph Senior High School. He will bring the topic about internet in education. Okay, we have Mr. Frank Wijaya from St. Joseph High School. He will bring the topic about internet in education.
Good morning, everyone. On this happy occasion, I would like to deliver a speech about the benefit of the internet in education. As we know, the internet is a communication network that connects one electronic media to another quickly and precisely. The communication network will convey some information via signal transmission with an adjust frequency. My purpose in delivering this speech is to remind and invite friends to know the benefits and impacts of using the internet so that we can use the internet wisely. Internet, of course, is no stranger to our life. The existence of the internet in the lives of adolescents, especially students, serve as a source of information and knowledge that is very helpful in learning activities at school. In addition, the internet can also be a medium of student communication. With social networks, we can add many friends and exchange information. In fact, through the internet, teenagers can develop their talents, such as creating their website and developing it, making short stories, and publishing them on blogs, and much more. In addition, students can also enjoy the benefits of the internet, such as entertainment media, playing games, fast data exchange media, means of communication, broadening their horizons, and much more. Unfortunately, the internet does not always have a good impact on teenagers, especially students. It's not uncommon for students to misuse the internet for useless things, such as opening pornographic and violent sites. It's very influential on the physiology, personality, and concentration of students in learning activities. In addition, the impact that has been seen on teenagers today, such as addiction to online games and addiction to social networks such as Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. This can make teenagers forget their time, health, schoolwork, so they might spend a lot of money on the game and even forget the time for worship. The positive and negative impacts of the internet are in the hands of its users. If we use the internet with a good purpose, of course, we will get good benefits too. But if we use the internet with bad intentions, we will get things that are useless and not useful and even harm ourselves. Based on what I have said, it can be concluded that the internet can have a good impacts or a bad impacts depending on the internet users themselves. If it's used for good things, such as doing a segment and broadening horizon, of course, it will be useful for ourselves. However, if it's used for things that are not good, such as opening pornographic sites and violence, of course, we will get negative influence from the internet. For this reason, I hope that we are teenagers as well as students can be wiser in using the internet so that we can benefit from the internet for our self improvement and avoid the bad influence of the internet. That's the speech I delivered. Thank you.
Thank you so much for Mr. Frankie. Many useful things from internet such as playing games, studying, and social media. And there are also negative things such as forgetting time, porn addiction, and spending too much money on games. And your speech time is 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Now let's move to our next participant. We have Ms. Nurvita Wijayanti from University of Bangka Belitung. She will drive a topic about stoicism, mindset, and how to do it.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for the late joining. Ladies and gentlemen, greeting from Indonesia. I am Nurvita Wijayanti from Universitas Bangka Belitung. Well, have you ever heard or have you ever thought that your life somehow is dependent on the others? I mean, like when your students, your teachers do not choose you to be the captain of the class because they choose another student, although you think that you might be capable of doing that as the captain of the class, but then you are disappointed because your teacher do not choose you. Or if you are workers, you work so hard and then your leaders or your boss do not give you any reward or appreciation for you. Have you ever felt that? If so, then it means that you don't have any kind of stoicism mindset. I mean, your life is still dependent of other thoughts, and then you might feel disappointed more often. So in this occasion, I would like to offer you something like what's so-called as stoicism mindset, because it means that you focus on yourself, you focus on your achievement, you focus on your own reward, without any interruption from the others. It means that if the others give you an appreciation or give the achievement for you, it is okay. It is kind of bonus. But then you think that you will not expect for the others to give you some kind of acknowledgement. So this is part of the stoicism mindset. So you will be free from your own thought, and then you will not depend on the others' opinion toward you. And then that is okay if the others do not feel the same way about you. So you will be free. You will be more relaxed, and you will not get disappointed a lot because your life is your own choices, and then you do not depend on others. That's all for me. Thank you for listening, and then we meet again the next year in the World Speech Day 2023. Thank you so much, Santo, SMA Santo Yosef. Have a good day.
Thank you for Mr. Wijayanti. That was an amazing speech. Now let's move to our next participant. We have Miss Kumala Devi from St. Joseph Senior High School. She will bring the topic about time management.
Okay, so good afternoon all. First of all, I have one question. Have you done your assignment on time? I think there are still many of us who have not submitted assignment on time. Believe it or not, there is still many students who can manage their time well. Because of that, many students do not submit their assignment on time. So today, I will tell about time management, in which I will tell you the benefits and the tips to good time management. To begin with, I would like to define time management. What is time management? According to Wikipedia and Mind Tools, time management is the process of organizing and planning how to divide your time between specific activities, especially to increase effectiveness, efficiency, and productivity. It means time management is about how you organize when you do your homework, when you go out to play, and when you rest. Good time management enables you to work smarter, not harder. There are a lot of benefits to time management. The first benefit to mention is stress relief. Have you felt stressed out because you forgot something that day, like a homework, an exam, or maybe you forgot to bring an important item to school? Making a task schedule reduces anxiety. As you check off items on your to-do list, you can see unfinished tasks and which tasks have been complete. This helps you avoid feeling stressed out and worry about whether you are getting things done. The second benefit is, of course, you will have more spare time. Good time management gives you extra time to spend in your daily life. People who can time manage effectively enjoy having more spare time on hobbies or other personal pursuits. For example, if you manage your time by making sure you finish your homeworks early, you can enjoy the rest of your day playing video games without any worry. So, for these reasons, you can see that time management is actually very beneficial for all of us. Here are my tips of what you can do to be better at time management. Firstly, prioritize wisely. You should prioritize tasks based on importance and urgency. For example, look at your daily tasks and determine which are important and which are urgent. Second of all, you have to plan ahead. Make sure you start every day with a clear idea of what you need to do, what needs to get done that day. At the end of each workday, consider making it a habit to write out your to-do list for the next workday. That way you can wake up and do your morning routine right away. Lastly, set a time limit to complete a task. Setting time constraints for completing tasks help you be more focused and efficient. Making the small extra effort to decide on how much time you need to allot for each task can also help you recognize potential problems before they arise. That way you can make plans for dealing with them. Now that I have told you the benefits and the tips to better at time management, let's review all the important points.
With better time management, we can get a stress relief and have more spare time. To be better at time management, we have to prioritize wisely, plan ahead, and the last thing to do is to set a time limit to complete a task. So, everyone, don't forget to manage your time and see the difference. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much for Ms. Kumala Dewi. We must be able to manage time, whereas being able to manage time, there are many benefits that we can get, one of which is that we have more time. And your speech time is 3 minutes and 52 seconds. Now we have Mr. Marcel Darren Febrian from St. Joseph Senior High School. He will bring the topic about technologies. Okay, next we have Mr. Winston Adinatahu from SMA Yosef Batam. He will bring the topic about together we create our best version.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very pleased to be speaking to you today. I hope that you feel as excited as I am. Today, I'm going to talk about creating our best version. You might wonder, what does creating your best version mean? It means to change your personality, mindset, anything until you have achieved your ideal self. Okay, now I want you to think. Are you your best version at the moment? Many of you might not know what your best version is. So, in order to achieve that best version, you need to imagine what you want yourself to be like. And when you imagine that thing that you want yourself to be like, just try to do it every day. Being the best version is similar to gaining weight because you do it every day. Example, today you are 60 kilos and tomorrow you want to be 61 kilos. And then you repeat it every day until you have achieved your ideal weight. And that is the same thing as become the best version. So whenever you can do it, just don't quit until you have achieved your own best version. Your own best version in here means that you're becoming the best version for yourself, not for other people. Because if you become the best version for yourself, you will feel confident and comfortable doing all activities all day long with your best version. Why do you feel confident and comfortable? Because you are already in the best version for yourself. And that is what people need, because self-confidence is more important than what people think you are. And by becoming our best version does not mean that we became the best version for others. So if you cannot become your best version in the eyes of others, just be the best version for yourself. And with the best version of yourself, you have more than enough self-confidence to make you the best version in the eyes of others. Because the self-confidence that you got from being the best version for yourself is the key to being the best version in the eyes of others. What's the self-confidence that you got from being the best version of yourself is the key? In most cases, people that are talented tend to get nervous when it comes to a competition because there are many people watching and judging them. And why is that happening? Because that person don't have enough self-confidence to do something in front of audience. So that's why by becoming your best version, it will really help you to be the best in the eyes of others. It was because of the self-confidence that you got from being the best version for yourself. People always want to be the best for others, but they don't even know that they didn't really become the best version for themselves. So I want you to be the best version for yourself, because when you became the best version for yourself, it will be easier to become the best version for others. Thank you all so much for listening to my speech. I hope this is helpful for you.
Thank you so much for Mr. Winston Adinata. That was an amazing speech. Next, we have, and your speech time is 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Let's move to the next participant. We have Miss Femi from SMA Kaya Sudarso Batam. She will bring the topic about adolescence.
Okay. So, when I was 8 years old, I was an innocent, naive, and slim kid. Believe me, I was slim. I spent my days daydreaming, and I always wondered what's so wonderful about being a teen? Experiencing life, pursuing dreams, having fun with your friends, enjoying the life as a teen. I'm currently in my second year of high school, and I regret asking myself that question. You see, behind the privileges of a teen is the harsh reality of life. What do I mean by that? You might ask. Well, let me snap some sense into my fellow high school students. In approximately 1 year, I would have taken my college entrance exam, decide where I want to go, and what degree I want to pursue. The mere thought of the word exam would make the majority of students tremble in fear, not to mention college entrance exam. That's basically our lifeline there. Either you make it or you break it. Henceforth, the reason why I'm here to talk about adolescence and the stress that comes with being one here today. Before we jump right in, did you know that adolescents are literally missing parts of their brains? You know, the part that tells you not to cheat on exams, to listen to your parents and teachers, not to smoke and drink. The list goes on. In order not to bore you with a scientific explanation of what adolescence is, I asked two people, one working adult and one of my friends. What does adolescence mean to them? The working adult told me that adolescence is a phase in our human lives where we are the most fragile and we do not want to focus on what's in front of us. Rather, we acted on our emotions rather than our brains. The friend of mine told me, on the other hand, that adolescence is the phase of our lives where you try new things, or to put it in simpler terms, it's when you feel free and unrestrained from the worries of an adult, such as getting married, finding a job, feeding yourself, and having a roof above your head. Two very different perspectives. Although both is quite certainly true, but I don't think us teens at this stage of our lives would understand what an adult thinks. Well, let me give you a concrete example of what adolescent is at its peak. I have a friend. His name is George. For 6 years, he did not have the courage to confess to the love of his life. When he was in his second year of high school, he told me that he confessed, but sadly he got rejected. Why he confessed is, he said all his friends began off dating other people, and he began to feel wanting to feel loved, wanting to have something more with that girl rather than just being friends. That's exactly one of the examples of adolescence. You get the urge to try new things, your body hair starts growing, your true personality starts forming, your body starts producing hormones, which in the result cause you to experience love. But as they say, nothing comes without a price. While being an adolescent might sound amazing to you, it comes without a lot of expectations and stress. Expectations such as school achievement, getting in a good university, get a proper job, all these things amounts to a lot of stress. Nowadays, it's not a gun that kills adolescents. It's this, a social media, a message from a social media. You can literally end someone's life by texting someone, "You are ugly, go die. Your face is ugly, your picture is ugly." You can say anything bad about them and they're gonna get depressed and they're gonna start having suicidal thoughts and they're gonna suicide. It has been proven to be true, especially since teen suicide rates have been skyrocketing in the past decade. With the introduction of social media, and greatly affecting this is the pandemic itself. I know my speech is not going to change lives or solve your love problems, but still, I also know it will most probably not be the best speech in the world. But adolescent, we might be young, we might be broke, we might be dumb, but we certainly are fearless. Thank you.
Thank you so much for Mr. Femi for your speech. Adolescence is a meaningful period for many people because so many memories create. And your speech time is 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Next, we have Clarabel Simare from SMA Kayo Sudarso Batam, with the title is Volunteering.
Good afternoon, friends. I'm very happy to be able to participate in this event where we all come together to voice our opinions and deliver our speeches. 3 years ago, we have coronavirus outbreak. It spread around the globe so fast that it brought unimaginable nightmares. Millions of deaths, the economy went into a tailspin, and lockdown, so we have to stay at home. Humanity was in desperate need of help. That's when the act of volunteering comes into play. A lot of volunteers risk their lives to help save others, and people all around the world have collected food, clothes, and money voluntarily to help those in need. Through the act of kindness known as volunteering, the world has gained a new harmony. For 3 years, we have to stay at home because of lockdown, and for those 3 years, I have followed the protocol, conducted my outside activities online just like everybody else here, and over the past 2 years, I have seen the pandemic situation fluctuate. People were so afraid that even a cough could make people around you stare at you. I often watch the news of people doing charitable works, such as a middle schooler donating his money for charity. As I watched, I wondered when it would be my turn. The chance came when my teacher asked me to join her to be a volunteer in a vaccination program at Vihara. Trying this out for the first time makes me quite nervous. I was quite afraid and shy when I interact with people. However, I braced myself and participated. When I first started, I was quite timid, but as time went by, I became more confident. It's been a year since I have been volunteering in vaccination program. A lot can be gained from volunteering. I would say so. In my case, I get satisfaction from helping people. I have developed my communication skills, and I no longer feel shy about communicating with strangers. I learned more about vaccines, the effects, and the procedure. In addition, I gained new acquaintances and a better understanding of social work. In the end, the best gain I ever got in this volunteer work is the joy in helping others. Just like what Mahatma Gandhi said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Like a wheel rotating, happiness brings harmony and vice versa. One of the ways that wheel turns is through volunteerism, the ability to help and get help. As we give and we receive, we create a new powerful harmony on our beloved earth. That's all from me, and thank you for paying attention.
Thank you for your speech, Ms. Clarabel Simare. That was an amazing speech, and your speech time is 2 minutes and 59 seconds. That was our last participant in this session. Before we start our next session, please watch this video.
Wow, Litong Island is very beautiful, right? Okay, let's continue to our event today. First of all, I want to say good afternoon. Hello, everyone, and hello, speakers. Are you ready with your speeches? Please aware with the sign. Green means 2 minutes, yellow means 4 minutes, and red means 5 minutes. Let's give the first chance to our first speaker, Cliff Gilbert from St. Joseph Senior High School, and the title is Activities. Mr. Cliff, time is yours.
Good afternoon, sir, ma'am, and everyone. Today, I want to give a speech about studying. We all know study is important things in our life. The real meaning of study is more than success in personal life. People of modern society have known the meaning of study. The purpose of this is not that the educated person should be personally identified. Apart from this, the objective is even more. The real meaning of study is physical, social, and mental health, development of personality, and improvement of their skill level. The purpose of studying is very wide, and that makes a person a good person. Teacher play a very important role in providing a good level of studying. A good study help us to emerge from poverty problem as well as being self-reliant on society. The purpose of our studying should be to help the other needy people of the society to get them out of weakness and superstitions. There are several ways to make a good studying for children that is good for parents. First, we need support from parents. Good cooperation with teacher, providing sufficient time for children, supervising every activity carried out at home, teaching children to take responsibility, and teaching children for discipline and take care of children's health. Studying is that incredible power which help us overcome the evil force, make us self-reliant, and provide new possibilities and opportunities, provide opportunity to become troubleshooters, and create excellent discussion makers. Through the key to studying, a person can easily open the difficult lock of success. In the absence of good studying, many people are forced to work hard for 2 full days of work. Therefore, studying is essential for a better and happy life for all of us. Maybe I think that's all. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Gilbert, for your speech. Study is making people have wider knowledge so can be improve their future. Teachers and parents are very important in studying process. And the time you spend to deliver your speech are 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Okay, next we have Clarissa Valencia from St. Joseph Senior High School, and the title is Activities.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I want to give a speech about the importance of education for the current generation. Education is the most important part in this life because it is through this education that we will gain knowledge. As we know that the purpose of education in general is to change a person from a bad situation to a better state. Education is very important for the progress of the country and for our future. The main reason why education in life is very important is because education itself has the main goal of increasing self-confidence and developing students' knowledge and mentality. Education is the best way for humans to change their lives for the better. Education helps us to reach and turn dreams into reality, and education also changes us to achieve a bright future. Education changes us to improve abilities and will provide a way for someone to get a job. That's it. Why we must become educated people? We must achieve the highest education because it is through education that we are able to grasp the future. Character education has become a concern for the state in order to prepare quality future generation not only for the benefit of individuals, but also for the benefit of society as a whole. Therefore, education is an important part of our lives as well, an important part to develop a better future for the country. So this is the end of my speech. I hope this can make us appreciate more the opportunity to be able to have an education in school and make us study harder for the future of our country and the future of ourselves. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, Miss Clarissa, for your speech. Education is very important for our self-confidence, both physical and mentally, so that we can improve our future. And your speech and the time you spent to deliver your speech are 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Okay, next we have Kenny Kurniawan from St. Joseph English Club, and the title is The Best Speech in the World. Mr. Kenny Kurniawan, time is yours.
As someone who told me how to speak in front of audiences, the first paragraph of your speech is the most important one and the one that you need to nail. So rehearse that paragraph and memorize it, and you will succeed. But for me, I don't think I will memorize this first paragraph. Well, yes, it does help my performance in front of all of y'all, but I also learned from someone preparing something means there's no danger or challenges, but it means there are no excitement. So to my fellow audiences who's listening to me right now, and also to some people that are playing their phones, scrolling through Instagram and TikTok, I'm gonna speak in front of you about, well, to be completely honest, I don't have a topic to talk about. I'm being 100% serious right now. I have no idea what I should talk about right now. I can talk about my life, my hobbies, my morning routine, or my favorite things, but frankly, I found those topics to be incredibly uninteresting. So yes, I'm not gonna talk about my life, because if it's not interesting to me, how is it gonna be interesting to you? So what can I do? How can I deliver the best speech that can capture every audience's attention? And how do I guarantee it? Well, it's pretty simple, but not really. Now, everyone is still listening, and I do hope that you are listening. I want you to think about what I'm doing. No, I'm not just speaking in front of you. I want you to think right at this moment. What am I doing in my speech that stands out to you? So I'm gonna count to 3, and by 3, I'll give you the answer. 1, 2, 2.5 for everyone that's still thinking. 2/3 of a quarter for everyone that's still watching from YouTube. 2/7/8 for everyone that's just realized what the hell is going on. And 3, finally, the countdown is finished. If all of you can comply, please give me an applause for finishing my countdown. Come on, just give me a reaction of clapping hands. Do it in front of your camera. Come on, the live chat on YouTube right now. Fill the chat box right now. I've used 3 seconds of my speech for that countdown. Now, for everyone that's still confused or didn't even catch what I was doing all this time, I know what you're thinking. What the hell is this fat dude doing? Why is he counting down and making people clap for him? And that's exactly what I'm doing. As I said, I have no topic to talk about. And I don't want to talk about my very uninteresting life to all of you. Otherwise, almost half of you would just not pay attention. So if I have no topics and my life is uneventful, I'll just interact with all of you. I don't need to talk about something interesting. It's easier for me to just talk and interact with you. Throughout my speech, I never once tried to talk about something. So I'm just talking with you. And sometimes I even address some of you right now. like people who are playing their phones right now, or the people that are watching my speech through YouTube. Hi, are you having a good time right now? Because come on, don't you lie or try to put your phone down right now. I know that you're bored and you kind of feel forced to be here. How do I know? Because I know how you feel. I too play my phone and pay no attention during meeting. I too sleep during meetings. And is it a good thing? Of course not, but at least I'm being honest rather than to lie, and all of you. So the thing that I'm using in my speech is interaction. Interaction is the best way for me to get people's attention. Why? Because it forces the audiences to do something, to pay attention to me. Because it's almost human instinct to interact. We are a social creature after all. We will never survive on our own. But I don't know. I mean, we're all unique. We have different perspectives, but I do hope that my hunch is right. And so I'm just gonna stop talking right now. I've been speaking for how long? Like 4 to 5 minutes, probably longer. Because that's what happens when you have no topic to talk about. It's almost like a rabbit hole. You're just gonna fall and fall, go to a wonderland and have an adventure. But in the end, we'll just go right back at the beginning asking, how the hell did I get here? Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Kenny, for your speech. I think the best speech is how you can influence others without much words. It's about our character and what we did for good. And the time you spend to deliver your speech are 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Okay, next we have Melody Natalia Ecclesia Siregar from Saint Lucia Bekasi, and the title is Indonesian Culture. Miss Melody, time is yours.
Hi everybody, let me introduce myself. My name is Melody. I'm 11 years old, and now I'm in the 5th grade of Saint Lucia Elementary School Bekasi, West Java, Indonesia. First of all, I would like to thank God because of His love we can meet at this time. And also to the committee for the opportunity given to me to express my opinion about Indonesian culture. I live in Indonesia, a country which is famous for its natural and cultural wealth. In fact, did you know that Indonesia has more than 600 ethnic groups and with 300 of local language? Indonesian people has a unique and interesting cultures diversity, ranging from Sumatra, Java, Kalimantan, Sulawesi, Bali, Bangka Belitung, Papua, and thousands of other islands. On this island, there are hundreds of ethnic groups with cultures diversity. There are Javanese, Sundanese, Batak, Minang, Dayak, Bugis, Balinese, Maluku, Asmat, and many more. Each tribe has unique and it's different from each other. I take an example. I happen to be a Batak tribe from the North Sumatra. The dance is known as the Tortor dance. This dance always used during the traditional wedding ceremonies, deaths, and other entertainment events. The cloth is known as pulas, which is used for traditional events, and the traditional weapons is named pisau suling. In West Java, there are jaipung dance and topeng dance. The traditional music instrument is named angklung, and the traditional weapons is named kujang. One of those famous dance, the lenggong dance and the kecak dance. In Bali, there is a ngaben ceremonies, which is a Balinese Hindu cremation ceremonies. And that is the dance, what did I say before, are held during the traditional ceremonies. In Kalimantan, is known as also the giring-giring dance, which this dance displays elements of self-defense. The traditional weapons is named mandau. In Papua, is known for the pangkur sago dance, The traditional weapons are bows and arrow, known as tinim and ando, and many more regional names, dance names, and they're universe because of its culture's diversity. Indonesia is unique. No wonder if many foreigners come to Indonesia to learn Indonesian culture. There are many ways to get to know the local culture. For example, by learning traditional dances, playing traditional music instruments, and wearing traditional clothing. Getting to know the local culture is a means to insert love towards Indonesia. By knowing and studying the local culture, there will be a sense of pride and belonging towards own culture. On this occasion, I invite all of us, let us preserve the local cultures that belong to all of us. Who else will preserve our culture if not ourselves? That's my speech, and for your attention, I said thank you.
Thank you, Melody, for your speech. Indonesia culture is the one of many cultures in the world that make other countries interested to learn of. I am so proud to be Indonesian. And the time you spent to deliver your speech are 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Okay, next we have Carla Lita from SMA Negeri 1 Pangkal Pinang. And the title is How the Pandemic Makes Teenagers Insecure. Miss Carla, time is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I want to say thank you for the privilege I could speak here in this big event, World Speech Day 2022. As we know, from 2 years ago, pandemic has affected our mental health, that one of them is insecure. That is why I want to talk about how the pandemic makes teenagers feel insecure. Insecurity is a feeling of not being good enough. It is connected to confidence and mental health. And the bad news is insecurity has skyrocketed in pandemics for teenagers. Insecurity is a fact now. These teenagers are spending many times on social media. They see a lot of people on social media and feel insecure or ugly and not attractive because they cannot look like the person they see on social media, which they think attractive. Also, please remember that most teenagers are a student who is ever or maybe still learning from home. They already felt depressed because they cannot free the interaction with their friends like usually, and now they need to cope with mental health issues such as security. They do many things with the camera on, and when they turn on the camera, they see their appearance through the camera like this. What I'm trying to tell here, if they check their appearance too much and have an obsession with it, it can result in insecurity in their face and body, and it can make them want to buy many products for their skin. Yes, I think it is okay for teenagers to take care of their skin by buying some products. But if this continues for longer, one of the negative effects is causing too many expenses. I personally do have a similar situation where I had to open the camera on Zoom meetings because the teacher told me to open my camera. And when I turn on my camera, I see my face. I felt insecure because I think I am ugly and because I had a pimple on my face. Then I tried to talk about to my close friend about this, and they were told me that why do I need to be embarrassed? Having a pimple is a normal thing for us like teenagers, for us to have. And because of that, I realized that I should not feel embarrassed about how do I look on the outside. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all human. And I believe that everyone in here at least once had ever felt insecure in themselves. I think it is okay to feel insecure sometimes, but it is also okay to feel amazing in ourselves. And I want to say that maybe sometimes it is our fault that people could feel insecure. It could be because we judge the people and we say something bad about their appearance. And also maybe sometimes it can make the motivation for them to get better, but sometimes it is not. From here, I try to learn not hurt people by what I use. I also learned that we cannot hide from this feeling of not being good enough. We should thankful for everything we already have. And lastly, we should not compare ourselves to the others. Instead, we should be proud of ourselves and be confident, because I believe that the confidence is the power inside our body that we need in ourselves, and it makes us feel stronger. I also believe everyone is in here could be attractive and pretty in their own way, not just by the appearance on the outside. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we are already through the ending of my speech. I hope you here could learn something and enjoy the speech. Please have a good day and thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carlalita, for your speech. I think it's better to teenagers like us to choose what the best activities during the pandemic, not only depend on electronic things and social media. And the time you spend to deliver your speech is 1 minute and 15 seconds. Next, we have Kalicha Indira Teta from SMA Negeri 1 Pangkal Pinang, and the title is The Impact of Stigma on Teenagers with Mental Illness. Ms. Kalicha Indira Teta, time is yours.
Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, my respected teachers, coaches, and my fellow friends. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak in this big event, World Speech Day 2022. It's really an honor for me. Okay, today I'm going to deliver my speech about stigma on teenagers with mental illness, especially the effects of it. Do you guys realize in these past few years, public awareness of mental health continues to increase? According to the World Health Organization, mental health is a state of well-being in which the individual can cope with the normal stresses of life. Shortly, being a mentally healthy teen can mean a happy teen life. So when I say the term mental illness, we should immediately understand that mental illness is an illness that affects the way we cope with life. It can affect every individual, including us, teenagers. By that, mental health should be on the top list of what we should care of as a teenagers and a big society. Speaking statistically, there is 10 to 20% teenagers in the world experience mental illness in some point of their life. That's a quite high figure, isn't it? Therefore, why do people still think that mental illness on teens is a taboo thing and still afraid to talk about it? Mental illness is nowhere different with other physical illnesses. No one wants to have cancer. Same with no one wants to have mental illness. But yet, mental illness gets the most judgment from the society. Judgment is actually normal. But when it's escalated to discrimination, labeling, stereotyping, prejudice, and so on, it's going to create a social or public stigma. But what's even worse about social stigma itself? Social stigma can come from our own family, our friends, and even our closest person. Indeed, maybe some social stigma against teens with mental illness can be subtle, or it can be obvious. But no matter the magnitude, it still can lead to harm. Social stigma became a wall and no boundaries for teenagers with mental illness. Even just a statement coming from a mouth of a social stigma, it can affect teenagers in many ways. How does social stigma affect the teenagers? Social stigma creates a feeling that they do not belong because they have something that's considered as not normal by the society. It makes them feel like an outcast, and that will cause self-stigma. Self-stigma defines as a mark of shame that we put on ourselves. It leads to internalized shame, self-doubt, and low self-esteem. It makes teenagers with mental illness can't trust anyone and afraid to seek help because they're embarrassed and scared of what people will think if people know they seek help to mental health care professional for mental illness at such a young age. So a lot of them choose to keep their feelings alone. There are almost half of the teenagers in the world didn't get proper help because of self-stigma. Self-stigma also makes them blame themselves for having an illness that they never wanted to have. All of these effects of self-stigma will eventually become an unended burden for themselves. All that burden can gradually end it to self-harm and maybe teen suicide. That's all only because of stigma. So you can imagine how dangerous it is. As a teenagers myself, us teenagers need older people that we can trust to talk about how we feel and be responded with the right response. We don't need to be stigmatized. We don't need to be told that you don't pray enough, just pray more. It's just on your mind. You're crazy. You're hallucinating. Adult life is tougher and you're just overreacting. blah, 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 when we're just trying to let out our feelings and get our proper help. People need better understanding that teens can also be stressed. Teens could also have problems, not only adults. Mental illness is not something you can see. It's not visible. The one who really know about it is only the one who got diagnosed with it. People might be looking okay when they're actually not. One more thing, us teenagers need to be understand more. We're not crazy. We just wanted to share our story. It's okay not to be okay. Don't make us feel like an outcast. Live, love, laugh, and let's break the wall of stigma for a better generation. That's all from me. I hope we all can be a better person and make this world a better place for everyone. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was a great speech, Miss Kalicha. What we can do to reduce mental illness on teenagers are how we can respect others, treat others good, and get involved in positive activities like World Speech Day. And the time you spend to deliver your speech are 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Okay, next we have Tabina Syabani from SMA Negeri 1 Pangkal Pinang. And the title is Negative Effect Caused by Fast Fashion and How to Evade Them. Miss Tabina, time is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We all know teenagers nowadays often spending their time on social media. Looking at those influencers' outfit of today pictures really makes us want to have the same clothes like them. Teenagers start to compulsively buying products such as beautiful hats, cute jackets, or even trendy cardigans. But little do they know that their consumptive behavior unconsciously leads them to supporting fast fashion. What is fast fashion? Fast fashion is a term that used to describe clothing design that move quickly to take advantage of trends. They use bad quality materials, using child laborers, and underpaying their labor. Sounds awful, right? Polyester is one of the most used material. It came from fossils. If you wash them, it can produce microfibers, which is increasing plastic waste. They kill a lot of animals to take their skins and furs for their materials. Not only pollute the environment, they also endanger their workers and consumers. Using bad chemicals materials such as pesticide and low quality colorings really can damaging human health. Some of community out there were protesting those fast fashion based brand, but it doesn't stop them. We all know that protesting doesn't solve our problem. So how do we actually get rid of all of those negative effects? First, I recommend you guys to stop supporting industry, but you guys also contribute to zero waste life. Second, please lower your consumptive behavior. I know those shoes and clothes are very trendy, but the trend is temporary and it won't last forever. So why would you waste your money for temporary stuff? The last but not least, if you're already buying things from thrift shops and lowering your consumptive behavior, please spread awareness about fast fashion to your family, schoolmates, or your closest friends. Remember, guys, speech. Thanks for listening.
Okay. Thank you for your speech, Miss Sabina. Well, in my opinion, we have to be wise in spending money only for fashion. And the time you spend to deliver your speech is 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Next, we have Dennis Chandranata from St. Joseph High School, and the title is Education During a Pandemic. Dennis Chandranata, time is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm gonna bring you a speech about education during a pandemic. We are currently experiencing the COVID-19 pandemic, not only Indonesia, but the whole world. All efforts have been made by the government, including by the closing schools and college and implementing a distance learning policy. Distance learning is carried out as an effort to break the chain of the spread of COVID-19 and not to bring together many people in one room. The hard work of the teachers so far should be appreciated. In the midst of social restriction due to the COVID-19 outbreak, We must keep the spirit of pursuing science. Almost no one thought that education would change drastically due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The challenge of the distance learning system are not easy either. In addition to the discipline to study independently, there are facilities and resources that must be provided. Many parents and educators have difficulty both in providing cell phones and laptops are as well as data packages for internet connections. Under this condition, many parents find it difficult to provide optimal educational opportunities for their children. On the other hand, parents must also be a guide for their children while studying at home. This distance learning system is also quite difficult for students who have to study independently at home. They also cannot meet directly with the teacher, so that this system becomes less than optimal and the students become bored. However, on the other hand, we must face this challenge with enthusiasm. Both students who are eager to learn, parents who fight for the education of their children, as well as teachers who always guide their students. Education will determine where changing time or become the sixth giant, drawing in his own problems, lost in global competition, and even randomize various short-term interests both from within and outside the country. We still have a lot of homework to do improving the quality of national education. The COVID-19 pandemic has exposed the number of issues that must be addressed immediately because they involve the continuity and quality of education for students and the welfare of teachers. No matter how difficult it is, we must continue to fight for and guard the education reform process for the nation's future. Okay, I think that all. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis, for your speech. During pandemic, we should be thankful to our teacher who has worked hard to prepare our education material and to our parents who help us in home. And the time you spent to deliver your speech is 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Okay, next we have Devlin Febianto from St. Joseph High School, and the title is Protect Our Privacy When Online. Mr. Devlin, time is yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Devlin, and today I stand before you to present an insightful and informative speak about extension of our privacy in online network. Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever used apps such Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok? I think almost all of you ever use it, right? Well, all of the social media are free to use. Yes, it is all free, but please have a look deeper before you feel happy using it. Social media is a computer-based technology that facilitates the sharing of ideas, thoughts, and information, help the building of virtual networks and communities. By design, social media is internet-based and gives a user quick electronic communication of content. Content include personal information, documents, videos, and photos. User engage with social media via a computer, tablet, or smartphone via web-based software or application. Ladies and gentlemen, then what happens if the personal data is leaked or sold by the app's owner? The personal data of 279 Indonesian 279 million Indonesian reportedly leaked. The Ministry of Home Affairs and the Ministry of information and communication are currently tracking where the source of the data source online come from. The most potential threats are scam and phishing. Scam is an act to deception by trying to convince user. For example, telling user is the win content, has the obtain is can give a certain form of money. While phishing is a fraudulent technique that will more user personal information. For example, the criminal tries to get our personal data without letting you know by directing use to fact cities. Then what do you know? Nowadays we cannot get from social media. The best way to keep our data safe is make sure that you do not give your personal data on the website or know the web that looks fake. Also, please be careful when you are trying to upload your photo, video, or other media. Make sure that your media that you upload is not containing sensitive data, such credit card number, URL, address, etc. So, ladies and gentlemen, have you looked after your privacy when using online network? That's all of my speech today. Please be aware of your privacy and stay healthy. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Devlin, for your speech. Wow, social media nowadays is everything. But once again, we have to be wise to use it. And I agree that we have to keep our privacy on social media. And the time you spend to deliver your speech are okay, I'm sorry, 4 minutes and 13 seconds. Okay, next we have Felis Aditya from St. Joseph High School, and the title is Social Media. Mr. Felix Aditya, time is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I will speak about social media. Nowadays, everyone uses the medsos to enrich his knowledge. But using the medsos, we must select the information. There are many good information and so are the bad information. As a student, medsos is the most important thing. With medsos, we can get information in doing the tasks or homework well. Schools often use daring in the process of giving lesson to the students. For the students in the 12th grade, medsos is necessary to register entering to the university. The skill of using medsos is very needed. With medsos, seems the word is too little. We can get information according in the word right way for some people or students. Medsos can make the looks the lazy, the only laying in the bed all day long. They don't work anything at home. That's why sometimes they have quarrel with the member of their family. To solve the problems like that, we must be able to divide, manage the times well. We must help our parents to do the daily activities. Besides, we must keep our body healthy. In doing the daily activities, we must our body to do it. So, in medsos, there are many information of managing the times to be healthy, but we never do to apply the information. Some of the sometimes are called the guidance and counseling. Teacher to have counseling service. With counseling service, a few of the are released that they have to make programs to face their future life. They have to study seriously. Their struggle for the will be more increased than having enjoy with their friends, wasting times. They are still using the methods, but only searching the good and useful information in making good progress in their life. They have goals in any activities they do. They use methods actively. Actual methods is very usable. According to the user, methods becomes positive or negative. Without methods, the information about everything comes late. That's why we must be careful. We have to know the information hoax or of the information he gets. Before he shares the information, he know first the information is true. Because of it is of student must study hard, especially the use of information technology. That's all. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Mr. Felix, for your speech. It's important to select the best content in social media. Use it only for own good and remember to get our parents to watch us. And the time you spend to deliver your speech are, I'm sorry, 3 minutes and 36 seconds. Okay, next we have Glenda Devlin Ivandi from St. Joseph Senior High School, and the title is Our Land is Our Life. Miss Glenda, time is yours.
Respected of my teachers and all of my beloved friends, good afternoon, and may God bless us forever. First, I want to thank to my opportunity to deliver my speech here, entitled Our Land is Our Life. Hopefully, my speech can be support us to save our living environment. As we know, our land, Bangka Belitung province, is full of natural resources. One of them is tin. Everybody knows that tin becomes our people idol at this time. In corner of our lands, we can find people exploring the land to find tin at the beaches,